Immigration has always been part of the human story. People move across borders seeking safety, better opportunities, or a fresh start. In recent years, Europe has become one of the focal points of this story, with thousands of people arriving every year. But as nations open their doors, they also face the challenge of balancing compassion with practicality. Let's explore how 5 European countries, Germany, Italy, France, Greece, and the United Kingdom, are handling the complexities of immigration. So let's start with our first country, which is Germany. Germany has been one of the most prominent players in Europe's immigration narrative. With its strong economy and reputation as a land of opportunity, it's no surprise that migrants see Germany as a destination of hope. In 2015, during the height of the refugee crisis, Germany made headlines by welcoming over 1 million people, many fleeing the Syrian civil war. Angela Merkel's government adopted an open-door policy that became a symbol of humanitarian leadership. However, this decision wasn't without challenges. At first, Germany seemed to handle the influx well. Volunteers across the country greeted refugees with food, clothing, and support. But as the months passed, the realities of integration set in. Learning German became a major hurdle for many newcomers, as fluency is key to finding jobs and accessing education. Economic challenges followed. While Germany needs workers to counter its aging population, many refugees found themselves in low-paying jobs or unable to find work at all due to language barriers and unrecognized qualifications. Urban areas, already dealing with housing shortages, saw rents skyrocket as demand increased. The social impact was also significant. The sudden influx of migrants led to debates about identity, security, and resources. Far-right movements like the Alternative for Germany (AfD) gained traction, arguing that immigration threatened German culture. Despite these tensions, Germany continues to invest in integration programs, believing that today's challenges can lead to long-term benefits. Number 2, Italy, with its central location in the Mediterranean, has long been a gateway to Europe. Every year, thousands of migrants cross from North Africa, often on overcrowded and dangerous boats. For many, reaching Italian shores is the first step toward a better future. But for Italy, managing this constant influx has been anything but easy. The small island of Lampedusa has become a symbol of this crisis. Boats carrying migrants arrive regularly, and rescue missions save lives daily. But once these migrants are brought ashore, the question becomes, what's next? Refugee centers are often overcrowded and underfunded, especially in southern Italy, where resources are already stretched thin. Economic struggles compound the issue. Southern Italy has long faced high unemployment and poverty, leaving locals feeling like they're competing with migrants for limited resources. Meanwhile, Italy's calls for help from the European Union often go unanswered, leaving the country to shoulder much of the burden alone. The political response has been divisive. Leaders like Matteo Salvini have pushed for stricter immigration controls, arguing that Italy cannot handle the crisis on its own. Others emphasize the need for solidarity, pointing out that Italy is simply the first stop for migrants heading to Europe as a whole. Despite the challenges, Italy's history of warmth and hospitality continues to shine through. In many towns and villages, locals have stepped up to help migrants, showing that compassion can coexist with struggle. Our next country is France. France has long been shaped by immigration. From North and West Africa to the Middle East, waves of migrants have contributed to the country's rich cultural tapestry. But with diversity comes debate, and France has struggled to strike a balance between integration and preserving its identity. Many immigrants in France face economic challenges. They often live in suburban areas known as banlieues, where unemployment is high and opportunities are limited. These areas have become symbols of social inequality, fueling frustration among residents. For many immigrants, the dream of building a better life in France remains out of reach. Cultural tensions add another layer of complexity. France's commitment to secularism, known as laïcité, has sparked heated debates about religious expression. The hijab, for example, has become a controversial topic, with some seeing it as a symbol of oppression and others as a personal choice. These debates often overshadow more pressing issues, like education and employment opportunities for immigrant communities. Politically, the rise of far-right figures like Marine Le Pen has brought immigration to the forefront of national debates. Her party, the National Rally, has gained support by promising stricter immigration policies and emphasizing French identity. At the same time, many in France continue to advocate for inclusivity and equality, recognizing the immense contributions immigrants have made to the country. France's story is one of contrasts, a nation that celebrates its diversity while grappling with the challenges it brings. Number 4. Greece, a country under immense pressure. For migrants fleeing war and poverty, Greece is often the first stop on their journey to Europe. Its proximity to the Middle East and North Africa makes it a natural entry point, especially during crises like the Syrian war. But for Greece, already struggling with economic instability, this has been an overwhelming burden. The island of Lesbos became a global symbol of the refugee crisis in 2015, as thousands of migrants arrived daily. Refugee camps like Moria were initially built as temporary solutions but quickly became overcrowded and unsanitary. Stories of families living in makeshift tents with limited access to food and water shocked the world. Local communities have felt the strain as well. Small islands with limited resources are now home to thousands of migrants, creating tension between locals and newcomers. Meanwhile, Greece's calls for more support from the European Union have led to mixed results. While the EU has provided funding in relocation programs, many migrants remain stuck in Greece due to bureaucratic delays and political disagreements among member states. Despite these challenges, Greece has shown incredible resilience. NGOs, volunteers, and locals have stepped up to provide support, often going above and beyond to help those in need. Greece's story is a testament to the power of solidarity in the face of adversity. Our last country is United Kingdom. Immigration has always been a hot topic in the UK, but Brexit brought it to the forefront. A significant part of the Brexit campaign focused on taking back control of borders, with many arguing that immigration was putting too much strain on the country's resources. The UK has seen immigration from all over the world, from EU member states to former colonies like India, Pakistan, and the Caribbean. While many immigrants have contributed to the country's economy and culture, public opinion remains divided. Concerns about housing, jobs, and healthcare have fueled debates about how much immigration the UK can handle. Recent policies, such as the points-based immigration system, aim to attract skilled workers while reducing low-skilled migration. While this system has its merits, critics argue that it undervalues the contributions of low-wage workers in sectors like agriculture and healthcare. The Windrush scandal highlighted the darker side of immigration policies. Many Caribbean immigrants who arrived legally in the 1950s and 60s were wrongfully detained or deported due to poor record-keeping. This scandal exposed the human cost of anti-immigration rhetoric and sparked calls for reform. Despite the controversies, the UK remains one of the most diverse countries in Europe. Cities like London showcase how immigration can create vibrant, multicultural communities. The challenge moving forward is finding a balance between public concerns and the undeniable benefits that immigrants bring. Immigration isn't just about numbers or policies, it's about people. Each migrant has a story of courage, resilience, and hope. While Germany, Italy, France, Greece, and the UK face unique challenges, they share a common responsibility to create systems that support both migrants and host communities. So this was today's video. If you have something to say, then do say it in the comments. And if you liked this video, then subscribe to the channel. I will keep bringing such videos in future also.